Okay, so welcome to this training that is being organized by the Nigerian Society of Engineers Ikeja branch and REnT, which is Ria Grand Training, Ria Grand Engineering Trainings Limited. Okay, so who are we? We are a training institute, and we are committed in offering excellent training designed to meet the current industry standard and career demands. We provide resources and directions that enable aspiring and working engineers, including students, undergraduates, graduates, and professionals, to succeed in um, in their choosing fields. So, Ria Grand, what we do basically is engineering trainings, and the trainings we do, we are not just doing it because we want to, go into the system and do trainings like every other training bodies. So first of all, we found out that there is a gap. Those of you that are professionals, those of you that are currently students and fresh graduates, job seekers, and all that, you know that there is a space, a gap between the practical, the field experience, industry experience, and what is being taught in school. So I'm going to use something like mechanical engineering, for instance. So most of the things will be taught in school, majorly theory. Definitely there are lots of formulas, but when you go into the field, you find out that there are little or no formulas. Yeah, there are formulas, but what is needed is majorly your IQ. What can you do? You get, and these industry skills are not being taught in school. So imagine as a mechanical engineer or mechanical engineering student or graduate, some of you don't know how to read engineering drawings. And maybe you are given a mechanical component, maybe you find yourself in fabrication, and you are given a mechanical component, a design. It wants to be fabricated. You don't know how to start with it. And I know we dropped some videos in the WhatsApp group, some basic YouTube videos right from time for you guys to watch and get yourself acquainted with some of all these things. So what we're actually trying to do is these mechanical engineers, these mechanical engineering students, fresh graduates that don't have the necessary skills you get that are needed in the industry. Royal Grant wants to be that gap. So we are giving you easy transition from just being an engineer with certificates to an engineer with skills, the necessary skills. If you think these skills are not necessary, you wouldn't have been here. So the reason you are here is because you know that getting these skills are important in the industry. So that is what we're actually trying to do. We give excellent trainings, and our trainings are virtual. You get, now the reason we are going virtual is because some of you here are joining from Lagos, some Meduguri, some Bayelsa, Delta, what have you. If we were doing a physical training, let's assume in Lagos, Ikeja, some of you that are joining from Port Harcourt, some of you that are joining from Owerri won't have that opportunity to do that because of distance. You know, the location is already a hindrance. So bringing up the idea of a virtual training and scheduling it by this time, it gives. Is anyone saying something? It gives you the opportunity, the leverage to join wherever you are. So I'm taking this lecture from my dining table, and if it's that way because it's a virtual call, wherever you are, doesn't matter if you're in the kitchen, if you're in the car, if you are wherever. All you need is your internet and your laptop or your phone. You get access to this training, and as you can see, each and every one of you is hearing me loud and clear. You can see what is on my screen, and there's also going to be an interactive session. So these are our services. We do CAD simulation, we do CAD training, which is this is one of the scope. We do CAD consultancy, and we do CAD modeling. So if you have some kind of designs, you want to do 3D models, maybe your undergraduate project, we also run stuff like that. We also carry out CAD services and CAD related contracts. We also do engineering trainings, and the engineering trainings we do is something like process engineering training, piping engineering training, corrosion, civil engineering design, piping and instrumentation, and some of these advanced courses. So for those who are already in the field, especially in the oil and gas, you understand what these trainings are. So let's move further. So these are the forms of trainings we carry out. The first on the list is a virtual classroom training, which is what you are seeing now. We also have online classes, which is recorded videos of some of our trainings. You get all you need to do. We have compiled them, and they are very, very easy to understand, very, very easy to follow. So when you go for them, we also put in a mentorship group, and we periodically take workshop session. So if it's a 1 month training, after the 1 month, we schedule some interval of classes or classes at intervals, and give you that opportunity to ask questions where necessary. So we also carry out in-house training, private training. So if you are working, are you saying something?
Yeah, please, can you hear me? Your screen is not
Yes, I
showing.
can hear you.
It's not showing.
My screen is not.
Are you showing your screen? Because you're not showing. We can't see your screen.
Okay. Okay, I'm coming. Let me stop the sharing and okay, just give me a minute. Okay, so you guys really can't see my screen. Okay, I'm coming. I want to share my screen again. So can you see my screen now?
Yes, positive. Can see your screen.
Okay.
So
So we have our private trainings, we have corporate trainings. These are for corporate institutions, and if you are the HR of a firm and you guys are lacking some manpower or skilled personnel, and you guys can reach out to REnT and organize a training. Maybe you want to teach a department in your firm how to use maybe AutoCAD in doing some designs. When you get some skilled professionals, you have to pay them for their skill, and maybe due to one or two reasons, you can't afford that. So the best thing is to do with what you have, and upskilling your staffs will increase your productivity. So this is where corporate training comes into, and for those of you who are department president, NUESA chairman, or whatever, we also have campus training. So as a chemical engineering student, you are the president of your department. You guys can reach out to us to organize a training for your department. Okay, so I've talked about this in the previous slide. The problem you are trying to solve. Many professionals. So when we use the word professionals, it's a category: students, fresh graduates, working professionals, and all that. So many professionals who wants to acquire new skill in their career face significant challenge. One is the time factor. Another thing is limited access to quality training. So traditional in-person training often conflicts with work schedule, which I've said if we had scheduled this in Lagos or a physical location, that's a traditional form of training. Maybe we won't fix it in the night. Definitely, it's going to be in the day, and most of you won't be able to participate based on your work, or some of you that are students will be in lecture and what have you. So there are a lot of conflicts, constraints to that, and also assessing quality training. There are lots of training bodies out there, but how do you know which that can deliver a good training? Like if you pay for a training, you know that you are getting what you paid for. That's another constraint, and we are also solving that problem. And this is our solution. We provide flexible, high quality virtual training programs designed for professionals who wants to enhance their skill without disrupting their work. So for students, you will learn from the comfort of your hostel, your home, wherever, without interfering with your school study. By offering industry relevant training online, we ensure that professionals can learn anywhere, anytime, at their own pace, solving the challenge of time constraint, accessibility, and affordability. And then this is our aim. Our goal is to bridge the skill gap in the workforce by making professional trainings more accessible. We train you on AutoCAD in a simple to understand manner. We train you to become professional in using AutoCAD without leaving the comfort of your home or office. So most of you who are working professionals that are still in the office, and those of you who are joining us from your home, you can see that our aim, what we are doing, aligns with our aim. So we are not telling you something we don't do. We are also helping you achieve your goal of enhancing your career and acquiring new skill. Remember, most of you that joined the WhatsApp group initially, we created a pool on our LinkedIn page, and we asked a question like, why did you decide to register for this program? Most of you said to boost your portfolio, to acquire new skill, to get a new job, and all that. So all those pools we are creating was not for fancy. We wanted to know who our audience are, what drives you. And I will also like you guys to follow us on our LinkedIn page. If you're on WhatsApp, look for the link and follow, engage in those pools we created. And thank you. So who am I? My name is Prince Christopher. I'm the head of engineering trainings in REnT, and also a CAD instructor, AutoCAD instructor in an instructor in REnT, in AutoCAD, and Aspen High School. So during the course of this 1 month training, I'll be the one to take the AutoCAD training, which I'm doing, and also the Aspen High School training. I'm also a CAD engineer at QED International Oil and Gas. I'm an AutoCAD instructor on Udemy. I have over 7 years experience as a draftsman and also as a CAD engineer. I also have 5 years of experience as an AutoCAD instructor. I'm a certified professional in AutoCAD for design and drafting. So I think I have the necessary portfolio to teach this course. So let's move further. So we are in the next slide. We are going to look at projects we have done with AutoCAD. This is going to blow your mind. Some of you might not know that AutoCAD can be used in doing some of this design. During the webinar, someone asked, someone talked something about innovative design, and this is where it comes in. You can also use AutoCAD in doing innovative design. So these are designs or modeling done with AutoCAD. All these were done in AutoCAD. None was done with an external software. So as you can, with this, you can figure the area you want to use AutoCAD for. So for those of you that are going to robotics, aerospace, you can see something like a rocket launcher here, mechanical components. This is a tire with some sensors attached, and all these are, so this was also done in AutoCAD. This is called realistic rendering, and the advanced part of AutoCAD. So all these things were done, this mechanical representation, So for those of you that will go into civil, this is the general arrangement for foundation and column layout plan. This is a valve that was designed. These are the different views of this. So these are clients' projects. So you can actually do awesome things, crazy things with AutoCAD. Okay, let's go further. And so my moderators, I would like you to note questions that will be popping up. We are not taking questions now. There will be a time for Q&A, questions and answer. So let's look at AutoCAD. What is AutoCAD? AutoCAD is a computer-aided design software created by Autodesk that enable drafters, architects, engineers, and other experienced professionals to create two-dimensional and three-dimensional model of solid surfaces and meshes. Now, for most of you who are whichever one that is correct, those of you that are just being introduced to AutoCAD, some of you that are coming from the architectural field or mechanical, so you are going to have this this feeling or reasoning that maybe AutoCAD is for mechanical engineers, AutoCAD is for electrical engineers, AutoCAD is for what have you. So you can see here that AutoCAD enables drafters, architects, engineers, and other experienced professionals. So these experienced professionals covers this portion covers a large range of persons. So here we can have our fabricators and other technical persons that use AutoCAD. You get welders, some welders use AutoCAD, to read designs and to do some basic designs in welding. So experienced professionals also, this is where we also have our training instructor, training facilitator, because they're also experienced. They know how to use the software. And so that's it. Experienced professionals to create two-dimension and three-dimension models. So for this, you can create two-dimension, which is what we have seen previously. In our foundational plan, when we were doing our foundation plan, we saw that. So, which is these are two-dimensional objects, and these are three-dimensional objects. So AutoCAD is widely used, and it helps in preventing some product failure and all those theories. So there are different types of AutoCAD software. We have AutoCAD Architecture, we have AutoCAD Civil 3D, we have AutoCAD Electrical, AutoCAD Map 3D, Mechanical, MEP, P&ID, Plant, Raster, Structural Detailing, Utility Design. So depending on the area you are going into, but all these has the same AutoCAD interface. So if you know how to use the normal native AutoCAD, which we are teaching you, you can use every other AutoCAD. Now, the next slide, we are going to look at careers as a CAD designer. So, for those of you who want to further into AutoCAD, these are work in the industry. So, as a CAD designer or a CAD engineer, you can work as an instrumentation CAD designer. You can work also in the electrical aspect, mechanical and piping. For those of you in chemical engineering and petroleum, you can go for process, which is development of PFD, which is process flow diagram, P&ID, process and instrumentation diagram. You can go into civil and structural, which you start doing something like a general arrangement drawing, and I showed you that previously. So for senior design engineer, the same thing, and yeah, that's that. So the fundamental AutoCAD course will be covering this. Okay, we have talked something about and it's widely used CAD software. And here we are just doing a bit more explanation, diving into the various disciplines. So for architectural design, it allows architects to create precise floor plan, elevation, section of buildings, and also support 3D modeling, which we have seen from some of the projects. Mechanical engineers also use AutoCAD extensively for designing machinery, mechanical parts, and assembly. It enables mechanical engineers create 3D models with accurate measurements. So you must have seen some of those mechanical designs we did, and you can tell that those designs are, accurate, and you can see how lovely they are. So for civil engineers too, they also use it in doing road designs and other infrastructure, site plans, and all that. We also have electrical engineers for creating the circuit layout plan, power layout plan, and your legend, electrical legend, and all that. Interior design. Interior designers also use AutoCAD, which most of you might not know, in creating floor plans, furniture layouts, lighting design. So you see that when in my first definition, I highlighted a word, a sentence that said experienced professional. So interior designers fall under experienced professionals. Construction workers also fall under experienced professionals. So this is how this is what your AutoCAD interface looks like, which I believe is the same for everybody. Okay, so for this training, the first thing we are going to look at is navigating and customizing the AutoCAD environment. Then we introduce you to the navigation tools, how to use the mouse, because your mouse plays an important role in AutoCAD. If you want to be good at using AutoCAD, your mouse is your second brain, like it does almost everything. Okay, so the fundamentals of AutoCAD, drawing fundamentals. We are going to start with creating basic geometric shapes and lines, using drawing aids and precision tools, managing layers and object properties, using the draw tools like line, polyline, circle, arc. This is just an overview of what we are going to be looking at in this training. Then the next thing, we're going to zoom to the pan to the orbit and viewports. And these are the list of the drawing tools. We have the line, polyline, circle, rectangle, polygon, arc, ellipse, and hatch. Okay. So with this, we will jump into AutoCAD. And I want to believe everyone can see my screen. So my moderators, I would like you to give me a feedback if everyone can see my screen.
Okay, from my end here, I can see your screen clearly, the AutoCAD interface.
Okay, that's perfect. So welcome to this AutoCAD training once more. So this is my AutoCAD working is our welcome screen or our start interface. I'm using AutoCAD 2023. So if you are using AutoCAD 2018 up to the latest version, you are up to date. And everything looks pretty much the same. So let's move into the matter for today. So you can see here that the version of the AutoCAD software I'm using is showing AutoCAD 2023. And from here, you can open a new file, open an existing drawing rather. From here, you can create a new file. Here we have recent drawing, and these are our the recent drawings we have in that have done. So you can see this drawing here. You can see another drawing here. You can see another drawing here. And if you scroll down, you'll see other recent drawings that I have done. So yours might be empty if you are just installing AutoCAD. A lot of you are just installing AutoCAD this week. So there might be no recent drawing here for you. And then from this point, all we need to do is click on new, and AutoCAD is going to create a new drawing for us. Or we come up and click this plus icon here. The both of them performs the same task. So it's either you click on new or you click on this plus icon here. What AutoCAD is going to do is to create a new drawing file. Okay. Okay, so for this, I'm going to simply click on new. This the two I'm clicking on. And AutoCAD is going to create a new drawing. Okay, so this is my AutoCAD working environment. This whole um, this whole workspace, which I'm highlighting with the red highlighter or pen tool, is called the working environment. Understand? This is all your drawing is going to take place. Everything is going to take place inside this red box. Then at the top here, we have our ribbon. So this is our ribbon. This is our ribbon. This whole place at the top. Okay, I'm just going to do that once more. So this is the ribbon. Now your ribbon houses the tools you are going to be using. And this ribbon is divided into different palettes. So we have the draw palette, you have the modifier, you have annotate, you have layers. It's divided into different segments. You have properties, you have group, and all that. So this is your ribbon, and when your ribbon changes, when you click on a specific task bar, your ribbon automatically changes. So the moment I click on insert, my ribbon change. The moment I click on annotate, my ribbon also changes. So I think I'm going to do that again. So this is my ribbon. Now I'm clicking on parametric. The moment I click on parametric, now you can see that my ribbon has changed and it has brought up the parametric tools that I need. Okay, so that's that. From our slide, we are going to start from the draw tools, which we have here. So this is our draw tool, and our draw tool contains the line tool. It also contains the polyline tool. We have the circle tool. We have the arc. We have other tools, our heart, rectangle, and polygon. So the first tool we are going to start with is the line tool. Okay, so basically the line tool is used in drawing a line. We know what a line is, 2 points. So all you need to do is to click on the line tool, click on it. Then there are a few things you need to take note of when working with AutoCAD. Before you start doing any drawing, there is one key and important thing you need to do, is to first of all set your units. You come to your command line and type units, UNITS. You hit OK. Now, when you have done that, this dialog box is going to pop up. Now, this gives you the privilege to set the current format, measurement format you want to use. So, if I was an architect, I'm going to use architectural type. So, but for this, we are simply going to stick to decimal. And our precision, we are engineers, so we know it's more like how many decimal places do you want your drawings to be. We want it to be in whole number. Then our scale or units, we want it to be in millimeters. And this is the first thing you need to do when working with AutoCAD. It's very necessary. So you click on OK, then come here, click on the line tool. After you have clicked on the line tool, you read your command line. Your command line is one of the most important things you need in AutoCAD. You need your mouse and you need to know how to follow the instructions on your command line. Let's assume or paint a scenario that I don't know what the line tool is used for. I mistakenly clicked the line tool and I'm like, oh, what did I just do? What I'm going to do is I will read my command line. My command line says specify first point. I just click a random point and I read what the command line is saying. It says specify next point. I specify next point, specify next point. So just trying to play around with the tool, reading your command line, I have known what the line tool can be used for. So we use the line tool in drawing segments of lines. Now you need to know this because there is a big difference between the line tool and the polyline tool. And the major difference is that the polyline tool is used in drawing a continuous line, while the line tool is used in drawing lines in segments. Okay, so I'm going to click on the polyline tool, which is the next thing, which is the next tool. Click on the segment. I'm just going to do the same thing I did with the line tool. Now, this is it. This first one is the line tool. This top one, polyline. Now, you find out that I did the same thing, but you can see that when I'm clicking the line tool is into segments, like they are into sections. Every intersection is on its own. But the polyline tool, it's a whole shape. They are connected together. Understand? I believe that's self-explanatory.
Engineer,
Yes?
please, the class, I think you are going too fast. Please slow down a bit. They are finding it difficult to catch up with you.
Okay. Okay. No problem. I'll take that again. So what I'm trying to do is to help you understand the difference between the line tool and the polyline tool. And another thing I would like you to do, okay, before I go further, for those of you who were unable to join um, the the Telegram chat, and also you're unable to join the webinar. One of the things we are using to check your we are using to rate your attendance is we are going to give assignments after every class. So for those of you, definitely everybody is joining from the house. You need to get a pen and paper and jot some of these things down. There's a saying that a a short pencil is better than a long memory, or a short note is better than a long memory. Some of all these things, by the end of this class, someone is going to ask me the difference between the polyline tool and the line tool. That will be answered if you had taken note of what we are saying. And this is how you submit your assignment. You make a post on LinkedIn. You understand? So, for instance, we talked about the line two. We have talked about the different professions that use AutoCAD. So, your assignment every day, like as you join the training, the next thing you need to do is to make a post about the class, what you learned. So that this class ended here, your post is going to be okay. Into this class, learned about introduction of AutoCAD. I learned that AutoCAD is being used by architects, engineers, mechanical engineers, and other experienced professionals. AutoCAD can be used in doing, that is how we know that, yes, while we were in this training, you actually grabbed something. Because some of you now will just be in this Telegram call and you're watching Telemundo or watching 1K drama like that. So after each class, you make a post and use the official hashtag. For those of you that don't know the official hashtag because you didn't participate in the, okay, I'm still going to drop that. So after each class, you need to make a post on LinkedIn with a summary of what you learned and the assignment. After this class, you definitely give an assignment. So I want you guys to know how the assignment is going to be. It's not just the picture or the image you just design and drop on the WhatsApp group. You're not dropping it on the WhatsApp group. You are creating a post on your page on LinkedIn so that when we say submit assignments, you guys will not flood the WhatsApp group with a lot of pictures. Create a post on LinkedIn. So those of you that are writing can help me jot this down, create a write-up around what I've just said concerning the method of submitting assignment, drop it on the WhatsApp group, drop it on the Telegram group so that those that are joining can see those stuff. Okay, so I'm going to explain that again. So there are two tools I've explained. One is the line tool, another one, these are the two tools I just explained for those. Now I said the line tool rather helps you to draw a line, but in segments in a segmented form. While the polyline helps you to draw that same line, but in a joint form. Okay, now I'm going to click on the line tool and draw a random box here. So I just clicked on the line tool. If you look at the command line, it says specify next point. So I'm on the line tool, just doing something random. See, I use the line tool, and okay. The next one, I'm going to use the polyline tool, and I'll make it a little bit bigger so that there can be a clear difference between them. Okay, now if I click on the line tool, you see that it's highlighting this as a segment. It's highlighting the lines individually. But when I click on the polyline tool, it gives me everything as a whole object. So if I want to draw a whole object, I use the polyline tool. If I want to draw something I can segment, in a segmented form, I use the line tool. So that's one of the major difference, but not the only difference. While I'm using the polyline tool, I just clicked on the polyline tool. Now it says specify the start point. Let me click here as the start point. Now you can see some other options. We have arc, we have half width, we have undo and width. So for this, you can easily create an arc while using the polyline tool. So all I just need to do is to click on arc, and you can see the arc tool has been initiated or initialized. I've switched to the arc tool. Now look at the arc tool here. So instead of me coming here, instead of me clicking the arc tool from here, I can automatically bring up the arc tool while I'm using the polyline tool. You can't do this when you are using the line tool. So you can see this. I can see do something like this. Do something like this again. Then come here, switch back to line, and close this. So you can see what I just did by using the line, just using the polyline tool rather. So I just did this using the polyline tool, nothing. But if I click on the line tool, click on a specific point, you see I don't have that option to do all those extra stuff. So I believe everyone got that. Very easy to understand. The next tool we are going to look at is the circle tool. And there are different forms of using the circle tool. You have circle diameter, 2-point circle, 3-point circle, tan radius, tan. We are not going to cover all this in this class because it doesn't cover our scope. We understand that we have different levels of experienced person in this training, and we want to carry everyone along. So we have statistics. So why for the circle tool, it enables you to draw a circle, and you can draw that by specifying first of all the center point, then the radius, or you specify the center point or the diameter, or you pick 2 points or 3 points. But first, for this class, we are going to look at center point and radius, or radius and diameter. So you click on the center point. We always read our command line. It says specify center point of the circle. I'm going to do that. Then I'll specify the radius, 25. Okay. Now this circle, you have the center point here, and it has a radius of what? 25. Same thing I'm going to do with the next one. We have center point and diameter. Click on it, specify the center point, and I'm going to use diameter of what? 25. Now, you can see that there's difference between these two circles. One has a radius of 25, the inner one has a diameter of 25, which is very easy to understand. And before we move further to other basic tools, let me go back to my slide. So far, we have talked about the line tool. We have talked about the polyline tool. We have also talked about the circle tool. Okay? So I think we are going to do all this in this first lecture. We are going to do all this towards the end. Okay. The next thing we are going to look at is our drawing aid. So from here, we have our auto. What does the auto do? The auto enables you to draw a line at a specified angle, or it restricts your cursor. So what do I mean by that? Okay, I click on the line tool. Now I click on this point. You can see I can move my mouse at any direction. I can freely move my mouse at any direction. The moment I turn on my auto tool, it restricts my cursor. So you can see I can't freely move my mouse. So it is either I am moving horizontally or vertically. These two movements. Either I'm moving horizontally or vertically. You can't move at an inclined angle. Um, except what you are drawing is let me give an illustration. So except you want to move, click this point and also click this point. That's the only time you can do that. But you ought to restrict your cursor either horizontally or vertically. Then we have our polar tracking. It tracks your line at a certain angle. So for this, I'm going to use 15, 30, 45, 60. So you can see that this is an increment of 15. I'm going to click my line tool and click a certain point. Now you can see polar is indicating the drawing aid, which is polar tracking. You can see 18. 18 is the distance of the line that has been drawn. If I extend my mouse forward, you can see that that figure is increasing. If I move my mouse backward, the figure is decreasing. So that is the length of the line. And you have a less than sign. That is the symbol of an angle. And the angle of the inclination of this line is at 0. If I move it forward, upward rather, you can see that it's now inclined at 15. Remember, that is what we said, an increment of 15, 30, 45, and 60. So let's go further. You see, it has the moment it inclines at these angles, it gives you this dotted blue line, telling you that okay, this line is 15, which is what you set previously, your preset. Then we have 30. The next thing is going to be 45 and 75, 90. Get? So that's how this drawing aid works. Then the other one we have is for isometric. When you're carrying out an isometric drawing, that's when you use this one, especially for isoplane. When we are doing an isometric drawing, we switch to isoplane, but that's not in the scope of this class. Okay. There are some other things we are going to look at. Fairly fundamental, but there are some of you that have been using AutoCAD basically might not know some of these things. You can also do a drawing in AutoCAD using coordinates. What do I mean by that? I can decide to draw, okay, I'm going to give a little illustration here. So this is a graph, and I want to calibrate this. I'm trying to explain something. So this is our y-axis, this is our x-axis, and this is the center point, which we will assume to be 0. Now, if we are drawing if we are plotting a graph and we are giving coordinates or points, and we say something like 2, 2, and we say this is a point that needs to be drawn on our graph. So first of all, we know that the first point is always our x and the other point is always our y. So for this, if we want to plot this in graph, and so let's do something like this is 1, this is 2, This is 3, this is 4, 4, this is 5. So we have 1 here, we have 2 here, 2, we have 3, we have 4, we have 5. Now, if we are to plot these points, we know that our x-axis is what? Our x-axis is 2. So this is our this is the point here. Okay, I'm going to use yellow, and our y-axis is 2. Okay, if we also have another point which is maybe 4, 4, so it means we are also going to pick this point 4. We're also going to pick this point 4, and let's assume we want to join these points together. We are going to have something like this, as, or we can also draw a rectangle here, and if we trace this out, we can see that this is the y-axis is 2 and the x-axis is 2.5. So this is our coordinate for this, and we can maybe simply, the x-axis here is 6 and the y-axis is 2. So with this point, just the same way you do with your graph, you can actually plot a drawing like this, in AutoCAD. This point here is your origin, which is 0. This point is the origin. This point is a coordinate. This is also a coordinate. This is also another coordinate. This can be plotted in AutoCAD. Very easy. So how do we do that? That's what we want to see. So if you are distracted, this is the best time for you to drop whatever you're doing and listen. Okay, so in order for us to do that, we are going to use commands. Okay, now I'm going to use the rectangle tool. This is the rectangle tool here, although we haven't used it. We want to use it now. This is the rectangle tool. I'm going to click on it, and you can say rectangle to specify first corner. Initially, the normal way is to click on a point and click on another point. You have drawn your rectangle. But if I want to use a coordinate, I don't need to do this. So what I'm going to do, please type in the coordinates, just like the illustrations I gave. I'm going to type in something like 0, 0, which we know that the x-axis is 0, the y-axis is 0, and 0. That means this rectangle I want to draw is starting from the origin. I'm going to hit enter. Now you can see that there's a fixed point somewhere. Yeah. Now this is my x-axis. So the AutoCAD rather can be visualized as a graph. You can see our x-axis, you can see our y-axis, and you find out that this rectangle is starting from the origin. And I'm still going to use my coordinates. I'm going to type 50. That's the x-axis is going to be 50, and let's use 20. The y-axis is going to be 20, and hit enter. So you can see that I just drew this rectangle without clicking. All I did was use my command line, and that's all. Basically, I'm going to do that illustration again, and this time I'm going to use the circle tool. So this is the circle tool. Click on it, and the same thing. Oh, I made a mistake. The same thing. Okay, I'm going to type 0, 0, enter. Now you can see that this circle is starting also from the origin, and I can decide to use 25 as the um, radius. So your drawings must not start from the origin. So I can also decide to draw a rectangle, and this time I'm going to use maybe 20, 20, and let's see where that lands us. So you can see this is the coordinate. This is where 20 is. Assuming we are using a graph, this is where we have our 20, and you can now do whatever you want with that. Okay, we are going to take a simple example. Mr. Henry, please, when is this class supposed to end? 8:30 to 10, right?
Yes.
Okay. I need to make sure that we are on track. So this is 9:28, and I have just few minutes left. Okay, to do what we need to do. Okay, so before I take the example, we need to look at the zoom, pan, orbit, view tool. Let's move into that. From here, there's another key thing I need to explain. This is called your view cube. This is the view cube. It helps you to navigate the 4 coordinate system. So from here, when you are working with your 3D model, you can easily switch to your southeast isometric, that's your 3D modeling view. And you can also switch, look at your objects from the top view, side view, north view, and all that. Then this is our navigation, the navigation panel. So with this navigation panel, this here is called the pan tool. Let me zoom in. This hand is called the pan tool. This is called the zoom tool, and this is the orbit tool. These are three things you need to know while using AutoCAD. Now, these tools you can access them from your mouse wheel. So for those of you that have your mouse with you, you better understand it. The scroll button. Now, if you scroll, you are going to zoom in. So you can see. So for those of you that might not see what's happening, I'm zooming out, I'm scrolling out, or I scroll in. So if I'm scrolling out, it means I'm zooming out. Just the way you can zoom into a picture, you scroll in, you zoom out of the picture. Then that's the function of the zoom tool, then we have the pan tool. So the pan tool basically helps you to move your canvas or your workspace. So this is the rectangle tool, and maybe it's taking the whole space, and I want to draw some other thing. I can simply remove this rectangle from my view. All I just need to do is to pan, and to pan, you click your scroll button. Click your scroll button. Click and hold. Click and hold, and move your mouse. Click and hold and move your mouse. That's how you use the pan tool if you can't access this. And the next thing is your orbit. So you can either orbit your drawing. There's nothing here. So I'm coming, just give me a minute. I want to draw something real quick. Okay, so this is how this stuff was, I'm going to give a better illustration. I'm scrolling my mouse wheel, so you can see I'm moving inside. Get, and there are two objects drawn here. I can't see the rectangle. I click and drag, zoom out, click and drag so that I can see my rectangle. So this is the rectangle. I'll pan to my box. Now this is a 3D solid, but I can't see the other shape. So what I need to do is to come here, click on my orbit, and orbit this drawing. Okay, there's another way of accessing your orbit tool. All you need to do is to hold down your shift key, click your mouse, your scroll button, and move your mouse. Hold down your shift key, click your mouse button, your scroll button rather, and move. Then you can see that I am orbiting this object. AutoCAD is not difficult. Not difficult. So even at the end of this class, you must have definitely learned something, except you are not listening or you are not taking notes. Okay, and these are extra things I want to talk about before we start doing any example. Okay, so before I start the example, does anyone have a question? Is there any question? I'm just going to take like one or two questions before we start. Okay. Moderators, please, is there any question?
No, none yet. There is no question in the group.
Okay. Fine. Okay, so AutoCAD examples, 2D examples. We are going to do this in this class, a very simple example, and so I'm assuming I'm opening my AutoCAD for the first time. I'm switching back to the Start window. I don't know why. Okay. Then I'll click on New. Click on New. A new drawing is going to open up. Just like I said, the next thing you need to do is to type units and specify the units you are working with. I'm going to use millimeters, whole number. That's that. For this, I'm going to use the line tool. Click on the line tool and click on a start point. Okay, so this is what I would like someone to do for me. Moderator, I would like you to do that. Please, yeah?
Please, some people have.
Can you
questions.
snap this? Don't worry,
I wanted to know. Okay. So you were saying I should snap what?
Okay, like no, I want to screenshot it and drop it on the group chat.
Okay.
This example.
Okay. I have a screenshot already. So should I drop it?
Okay.
Chat box?
Yeah, drop it on the chat box. Okay, so now that stuff, this image, I would like you to call the dimension for me. So this is how I want to draw this. I want to start from this point, move this way. I want to move this way, move this way, move this way, come here. You understand? So I want everybody to have So when I start, the first dimension you are going to call is 10. Next, 2, 3, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Like that. But it's
Well
not something
noted.
difficult. You are going to understand, definitely. Okay. So from the, the image we have, the first line we have here is 10, right? So what I
Hello.
can you all hear
Hello.
me?
I think we lost a bit of what you were saying. Maybe network. Hello. Okay, I think we lost the presenter, but maybe we can hold on while he tries to join back.
Okay, can you all hear me now?
Welcome back. Yeah, we lost you earlier on. We can hear you now.
So,
We can hear you now.
sorry. Why don't we have about 2 minutes break just for people to stretch out? Can you hear
Okay,
me?
okay. Welcome,
Just 2 minutes.
Engineer Kolawole.
They have always been here.
Yes, yes.
So
Okay,
everybody
okay.
just stand up and stretch.
Oh, oh, oh,
Stretch your
oh.
body 2 minutes and we are back. Or if you are using the mobile phone, you can continue while you stand up a bit and stretch your body, move your body left and right. So the facilitator can continue if since we have limited time. Please let's continue, please.
It's my mic. You sound check. Everyone can hear me, right?
Positive. I can hear you.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, okay. Yeah, nice. So from that example, we this top part.
The dimension should be 2 for that position where you are.
Now, why um Why carrying out an AutoCAD drawing? I think I'm back.
You're back. Welcome back. I can hear you now. Hello, but your mic is muted. If you are speaking, your mic is muted.
Okay, I believe I'm back.
Yes, I can hear you. I confirm I can hear you at this end.
Can moderators please hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Okay. So for this part, the dimension is 2, which
So, engineer,
I need to type.
engineer,
This is where I'm typing it 2.
engineer, we can't see your screen, sir.
Okay, Mr. Henry, please drop the attendance form on the group chat before we continue. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, please drop the attendance form. Can you guys see my screen? Let me know. Okay. Let me continue sharing. So the attendance form, there is a place that says code. So the code for this class is AutoCAD 2D example. And the moment this class ends, we are going to delete that um, attendance form from the group. So those of you that are here, quickly start filling the attendance form and submit it.
Okay, please
Once
repeat
again, this is
please repeat
the code. This is the code, AutoCAD
AutoCAD.
2D examples.
Okay.
This is AutoCAD 2D examples. That's the code. There's a place for code, AutoCAD 2D examples.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so let's start. Network was messing up. So I'm going to click on the line 2. We are behind time or behind schedule, whichever one. And click on the first point. I'm reading my command line. It says specify first point, but this time I'm going to type 10, which is the distance. I'll move my mouse cursor upward and type 2. Hit enter. Move my mouse cursor this way. Type another 2. Hit enter, which is I'll move my mouse cursor upwards, type 3, hit enter, move it this way, type 2, hit enter, move it upwards, type 2, hit enter. So you can see that the direction, wherever I want the line to go, if I move my cursor this way and type 2, find out that my line is going that way. Control Z, that's not what I want. This is where I want my line to be. Type 2, hit enter. I'll bring my mouse cursor downwards, type another 2, hit enter. Move my mouse cursor this way, type 2, hit enter. Move my mouse cursor down, type 3, hit enter. Move my mouse cursor this way, type 2, hit the enter key, and type another 2, hit the enter. Okay, so escape to leave the command. So this is how you draw that, and very easy. We are also going to draw this and in the coordinate system way. So this is what we have. Okay, so we are going to draw this using coordinate system, and from here you have 0, 0, you have 0, 10. Okay, you have -2, 0 and all that. So someone should screenshot this and post it on the group chat also. So the same way we move while we're using the normal dimension from this point, move this way, move this way, move this way, and all that until we get to this point. So for this, the first thing you're going to call is this 0, 0, 0, 10, 0, 2, -2, 0, 0, 3, this, yes, this, and this. So you see, we are taking the class gradually. And those of you that have used AutoCAD before, you find this strange. Yeah, that's why you need to go from basics. Okay, so 7. Let's move this. Okay, I'm going to create another new file. And just like what we did, starting from the origin, I need to click. This time I'm using my polyline. Enter 0, 0 and 0, 10, which is what I believe is there. Okay, no, Control Z, 10, 0. Okay, somebody should give me the other dimension. This upward dimension is what? This should be what? I thought somebody screenshot that stuff. 0, 2, 0, 2, hit and oh, no. Yes. Can you all hear me?
Yes, we
Okay,
can hear
yes,
you.
I can hear you. I'm only trying to fill the form before the class ends.
Okay. Give me units. Let's say x-axis 0. No? Okay, okay. Think clockwise. Seems like that's what was used in that. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes, we
Seems like
can.
I'm talking to myself.
Yes, we can.
Okay. Okay.
Engineer, engineer, can you hear me?
I'm hearing you.
Yeah. Please be mindful of time. It's almost
Yes,
10
I can hear you.
p.m. It's almost 10 p.m. and I think they have questions
Yes,
they have to ask.
that's some.
So the register is not being cited. The attendance register.
I've sent it to the group, sir.
Oh, not the
I've
Telegram
sent
group.
the Telegram group.
I can't say it. I can't say it.
It's one of the pinned messages on the Telegram group.
Continue anyway.
Okay. So we are going to stop here for this assignment. So this example. So your assignment is this, is for you to do this. A very simple stuff. So this is your assignment for the class to do this. So someone network. So please someone should take a screenshot and I cannot entertain questions.
So I'm not sure you're
You are,
sharing
you
your
are not
screen.
sharing. Yeah, it's not. You can't see your screen, sir.
Oh, sorry. Can you see my screen now?
Yes,
Can you see my screen now?
yes.
Okay. So someone should please take a screenshot of this. This is our assignment. Just like I said, we are going to know those that actively participated in this. Out of how many? 100 and only allow me now. You are going to submit an assignment. So this is your assignment, and I can moderators. You can pop in those questions. I'm waiting for questions. I'm waiting for questions.
Okay, I think we should grant some of them permission to ask their questions. So, Engineer Yusuf, um, Yusuf, you can ask your question now. Please, those that have questions, just raise your hand. I will grant you permission to speak.
Yes, sir. I think that you have not told us how to. You have not told us how to tag or how to submit